Superman, Black Canary. Fighters approaching Gotham City.
I've made those ears bleed, Clark.
Didn't stop me, did it?
This time the...
Begin.
What is going on YouTube? Makora here, and I'm bringing you another Injustice 2 beta, this time starring the wonderful Banshee herself, Black Canary. Let me just start off by saying Black Canary is like the coolest goddamn character in this game so far. Like, she's so much fun to play, her combos flow so smoothly, her special moves all feel super good, like all of them have a use. Really I can't say anything bad about her. She's got a few unsafe strings, but even then, you can cancel those into one of her parries, which are also extremely good. You're watching me after about an hour. I had about an hour or so of practice before I started recording this video, so I do kind of have a little bit of an idea of what to do with her. Her 2-up-3 string is really good. Like, it's I would almost say it's one of her main juggle tools. Because you can do like 2 or 3 of it in a row, 3 in a corner, and then you can get something small after, or you can do 2 mid-screen and then follow it up. Like right here, well, I tried, but like I said, if I can really sit down and just keep practicing this character, I can definitely get some of her more advanced combos down. But, I'm not going to really be talking about the gameplay all that much. I'm just going to kind of give you guys my impressions of Black Canary herself and how you guys should maybe approach Canary as well if you decide to pick her up and play her. She's got a lot of really good strings, namely her back 1-3-3 string is a really good set of lows. Her forward 1-2 string is pretty good. I didn't get a whole lot of use out of it.
Coming a mile away.
She does have, it's forward, is it back 1-3-3? I might be thinking of forward 1-3-3, but she's got like a forward kick that goes into a couple overheads that are pretty good. Her 3-3 string is also really good for canceling special moves. So easy combo you can do would be like 2-up-3 dash 3-3 into her back forward 2, which is her little knee special that if it connects it hits 2 times. That's really easy to do combo. You can meter burn the back forward 2 to get more out of it because it leaves them bounced. Her forward 2, if it hits, I don't think it's an overhead, I think it's just a high and you can block it mid, but her forward 2, if it hits, it leads into a command throw. And it does pretty good damage. You can follow it up, like you can use her trait, which is her screech, her canary cry, that wall bounces them and it gives you enough time to run up and do something. You can run up and forward 2 to get a combo, for it to combo, and it does pretty good damage. It's not amazing or anything, but it's a good use of her trait. Her handspring, her down forward 3 or down back 3, is really good. It's a really good wake up because it gets you out of a lot of really tight situations, especially if the opponent doesn't see it coming. It's also projectile invincible. I didn't make use of that as much because I didn't find that out until after this recording was done. So, you're gonna see later on, there's one particular matchup I had against Batman where Batman just sat back and threw batterings at me and I didn't respond until I had my trait. That could have easily been fixed if I had known that Canary's flip goes through projectiles, which is extremely good it's going to be super useful against people like Blue Beetle and Deadshot later.
Black
But
Canary.
overall, I feel like a Canary is a very good character. I never really felt like any of her strings were unsafe. Her 2-1 string was unsafe on block because it starts as a low, and then it hits as a mid, and then it hits as a high, I think, but it's not an overhead, so you can block it crouching. That string is unsafe, and I have been punished off of that string, but Canary, I believe, has access to the same thing as Batman, where if you start an unsafe string and you predict that your opponent is going to punish it, you can cancel into her parry
That look?
and potentially,
Sorry to disappoint you.
I guess you would call it a counter punish. You read, if you make the good read, you get the parry, and then you put the tides back in your favor again. So her back, I want to say it's back 1-2. I don't know. It's her double low. It hits. See, I have the notes here, but I don't think they're right. Now that I look at them again, I'm gonna say her back 1-2. I could be wrong, but it's a series of double lows, and it's got a lot of really good range on it. It's really good for poking. I use it a lot of the time at the start of a round to get meter, and if your opponent jumps it, you're still fairly safe, so you can usually follow it up with something. Her sweep is also really, really good. Like, her sweep is almost ridiculously good. It's not like crazy ranged or anything, but it comes out really fast. It's still just as punishable as every other sweep in the game, though. Like, oof. You will be punished on that sweep. Specifically, in a matchup I had, Blue Beetle, his sweep was able to punish mine. So it's I guess the TLDR of Canary's tool set is that she's a very tricky character, and she's got a lot of interesting mix-ups that she can do, I feel like, but she doesn't have a lot of ranged tools. Her Canary's Cry is really all she has to deal with opponents on the other side of the screen. You can roll through the projectiles, you can use the handspring to get through projectiles, but if your opponent is reading you properly, I was thrown out of the handspring one time. Like, I was thrown right out of her forward roll, so I do not believe she has any sort of throw or strike invincibility, but she does have projectile invincibility, so use it cautiously. And honestly, that's a good rule of thumb for Canary in general, is I feel like she has a lot of tools, but you want to kind of be careful with them. I mean, I know that's like, wow, generic advice. You could say that about anybody, but her specifically, she gets blown up really easy once the opponent understands what she can do. So you gotta have to try and be unpredictable with her. With that, though, I will say I feel like she is one of the better characters in the beta. She's nowhere near as bad as, like, Blue Beetle.
Black Canary.
Blue Beetle, see, this is a Canary video, and I'm wanting to talk about Blue Beetle. I just need to go ahead and record a Blue Beetle video at some point. But Blue Beetle, I feel like he's got a lot of, he's got a good zoning tool, and he's got, like, a few good wake-up options. But he kind of struggles against the Canary matchup, in my opinion. Of course, you know, this is a beta. This is all subject to change. The frame data could be completely different when the game comes out. You know, Canary's strings could have completely different properties, but at the time of recording this video, I do feel like she is a good matchup against Blue Beetle. We are fighting Batman right now, and Batman, I never really felt like Batman had an overwhelming advantage against me. I felt like it was back and forth. Like, he has a counter, you have a counter. He has a projectile, you have a projectile. You have a projectile invincible move. And he's got the better wake up option with the slide, because with Canary you can wake up parry, and it does catch people sometimes, or you can wake up with her flip, and I guess that's really all you have. I haven't tried waking up with her little Canary drop special move, but I imagine you can be anti-aired out of it pretty easily. So there is that. And speaking of the Canary drop, I didn't use it very much in this particular play session, but it is definitely worth checking out because it is a good move. If you meter burn it in the middle of a combo, it ground bounces, so you do get a follow-up. How much of a follow-up, I'm not exactly sure. Like I said, all of this stuff is definitely subject to change because it is a beta. But once the full game releases, I am going to be spending a lot of time in the lab with Canary because I really want to understand how her combos work. Her and Supergirl are the two big characters I've had a lot of fun with, and I would argue to say that both of them would be a main choice for me. I really need to see how Robin plays, and I kind of want to see how Deadshot plays, and Harley. I feel like Harley's probably not going to be too much different from her Injustice 1 side. Kind of like how Batman and Superman are pretty close, but with some minor differences. But as it is right now, Canary has my attention almost just as much as Supergirl does. So I guess we'll see, but right here, I'm not quite sure what string to go with after a jump 2 while I'm in the air, after I land a back 3. Or jump 2, wow. I mean jump 3. After I land a back 3, I do jump 3, and then I'm not quite sure what to do. I'm thinking maybe 1-1 trait, because you can cancel her 1-1 string into her trait, and if you don't, you can do 1-1-2, which you can then cancel into something, or you can do 1-1-3 for a tricky low that your opponent might have trouble blocking. But I don't know. This guy, I kind of had this guy figured out after the second round. I hate Wake Up Super. I have been caught so many times by people just mashing super. It's like, you know, I'm seeing their meter, and I'm seeing the level of the person I'm going against, and I'm like, you know, it might do it, might not. But speaking of super, Canary's super is actually very interesting because it can be done on the ground or in the air, and it's very, very easy to combo into Canary's super. She can combo from it in a 2-2-1 or a 1-1-2 string. She can combo into it from 2 up 3. She can combo into it from a down 2, I'm pretty sure. It's also a good surprise move, because if you're jumping in on your opponent and you have full meter, and you read the down 2, or you know they're going to try and anti-air you, you can throw out the super if you see them press a button. So yeah, I mean, it's not bad. It's really not bad. I do kind of feel like maybe you need to be a little more careful in the neutral game than you would with some of the other characters, because Canary's range is very not bad, but she doesn't have a lot of really long range poke tools. Her like I said, I think it's back 1-2. That is one of her best poke tools, and it's a low. And it does come out pretty quickly. That's another thing I should probably mention about Canary, is that her strings do come out fairly quickly. So a lot of people have, at least in my gameplay, a lot of people have struggled against it. But again, Canary just came out today in the beta, and a lot of people probably don't have the matchup knowledge yet. But once people figure Canary out, I don't know how good she's gonna be. I am in no means like a professional fighting game player or anything. I barely know how to read frame data. But so far she feels really good. Like, I don't know if she'd be considered like top tier or something, but she does feel really powerful. There's nothing inherently really bad about her, you know what I mean? She's got mix-ups, she's got good special moves that all feel really useful, and I don't know, just in general, she feels like a really good character. And again, I am caught by wolves. Wake up super. And you guys know Batman's super does like a ton of damage, like, I don't know if it's because of the gear or if it just does that much damage, but oh my god. Oh, that's a lot. But if you can back three into trade is also really good with Canary, because you can get stuff after. If you can run up, you can get a forward 2 for some decent damage. Canary's trait in general just leads to a lot of really good stuff, especially if it's at level 3, but it can be charged for more damage. So, all in all, that was Canary, and I'm going to do much more in the future on her, so stay tuned for that.